Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Friday follow-up in our continuing journey of accountability. I'm back in the main office of TOPS. I made it home last week, and I've been anxious to talk to you folks today because I'd like to tell you what happened when I got home last weekend. My son and his wife were going to a wedding, so we had grandsons number 7 and 8 stay with us over the weekend. So Grampy was kind of tired Saturday morning when he got back from headquarters, but they they were both full of questions, and they had come over to the house a few times while I was gone. So they came up to my office and they wanted all kinds of questions like, why wasn't my computer on my desk while I was away? While I had it with me. And why do I have papers all over my office and boxes and stuff? And, one question after another. And then one of them said, well, Grampy, can I play with that car on the shelf? And I looked up to the shelf that they were referring to, and they were referencing this wonderful car. And I said, no, that's not a toy. That's something that Grampy made when he went to a TOPS retreat. Well, at that point, they were done with Grampy. They wanted to go out and play. But it dawned on me that, I hadn't really thought about that car and going to that retreat in a while. And I think it's a way of sharing with you folks that we're not all comfortable in our journey to a healthier lifestyle. Whether it's going into a chapter meeting for the first time and seeing people that you may or may not know are getting weighed for the first time in front of somebody that you don't know, or going to a retreat, there's different levels of comfort that we have to get over. Well, I was fortunate when I joined TOPS, I had my wife's support. So that kind of helped me along, because I know you folks won't believe this, but I was the guy that always sat out back and just didn't want to be noticed, because at over 320 pounds, you just wasn't comfortable being out there. And Ann was the social butterfly, as I call her. And then that I just kind of was there with her. And I've gotten better over the years. But to go to a retreat, boy, that was tough for me to tackle. And I finally did it because I talked to a lot of people who had gone to retreats, and I met several of the gentlemen who had been attending a lot of the men's retreats over the years. And I met them at SRDs and IRDs and stuff, and finally made that leap. And this car means a lot. Now, if some of you are aware, this is something that the Cub Scouts do for the Pinewood Derby races. And at that first retreat I went, I learned that I needed to relax and have fun, because I was always a serious type of guy, even though the bad jokes do still come out. Well, talk about being out of your comfort zone. I was never crafty, and we had to design these cars, and we were actually going to race them at the end of the week. And I would see all these other men just dive right into this stuff because they had ideas and they were working with stuff. And I go, way out of my comfort zone here, folks. So all I was able to do, and remember, I use humor to deflect a lot in my life, is I just kind of scraped a little bit, took the markers, put some color on it. And I decided to put 2 pennies in the car. That's right, folks. I called my car a Lincoln. Now, doesn't that make sense? I told you, folks, that's just the way I roll. But we had a ball racing these cars, and I learned the value of letting go. It's okay to let go. And what you perceive as probably something that's going to happen really bad to you, it's not. It's just all in your mind. And I learned from that retreat that I needed to relax. Still a work in progress, folks. And then I subsequently went on to other retreats because I broke that level. So it was very interesting when, Grampy came back from a trip away and got all these questions. And as much as I would have loved them to play with this car, I didn't want to take a chance for it to be damaged. So it's going to go back up on my shelf after this talk. And I started thinking, I went to two more retreats. I learned the exchange program. Again, a work in progress. All these things, what we do on our journey of a healthy lifestyle, is a continuing work in progress. And what's out there that can help us along our way. And then the third retreat that I went was to try to find that balance. Again, still a work in progress. I waited a long time before I took that leap and went to that first retreat. I kind of wish back then I had a way of looking inside of what goes on in a retreat besides just talking with folks. And that's why now we have the virtual retreats. This came along with a lot of discussion, new technology, and the pandemic. I mean, like I said before, we've learned a lot dealing with this pandemic. So if you are like me, kind of like out of your comfort zone to go to a strange place, meet people that you've never met before, even though we're all TOPS members, there's still that little, angst that you feel that the world is looking down on you because you may think you're not successful, but the fact that you join TOPS makes you successful. The fact that you participate in chapter meetings makes you successful. The fact that you try different tools that it's available in TOPS makes you successful. Going to a virtual retreat gives you that inside look. It gets you to meet the retreat directors so that you know their personalities. And trust me, all of them have great personalities. And see what type of program, discussion. You can see other people who are attending through the world of virtual retreats. So, if you want to call this a commercial, go right ahead. I called it going down memory lane when a couple of my grandsons says, "Grampy, what are you doing with this car?" And you just sometimes you have to listen to the inner voice, the child voice, in reality and what's really inside us. So that's a nice way of saying that we're trying real hard to get in-person retreats on the schedule for 2022, regardless of what's been going on with the pandemic. We are going forward. We have to go forward. That's why I say step forward to a retreat. Yes, a bad play on words, but hey, it is what it is, folks. So I urge you to go to the website, look up on retreats. We are having a lot of in-person retreats on the schedule, and there's more virtual retreats there where if you're not sure that you want to attend an in-person one, sign up for a virtual retreat and get a look inside. I'm glad I went to my first retreat. And frankly, I again encourage you to go to a virtual retreat or sign up for an in-person retreat, because you might not know. I might be there. We can have a great time because I've learned a lot and I want to share. And if I can do it, you can do it. Because trust me, people who knew me growing up and they see what I'm doing now, they don't believe it. That's how much of a transformation TOPS has done for me. So for the part of the journey of accountability, I was away, like I said, last week, and I weighed in after 2 weeks. And I suspected kind of what I indicated last week. I had a gain. It was 1.2. I kind of thought it was going to be a pound. You get to know what your body is saying to you. And frankly, as I look across my record, I am still stuck on that 10 pounds away from goal. Back and forth, back and forth. It's been like this for 2 months. Call it a rut, call it a plateau, call it a set point. I call it frustrating. But I'm not giving up. And I'll never give up because I have you folks to help me along. And I want to help you along at the same time. So it's another week in the books, folks. I look forward to next Thursday's weigh-in. We're having a fantastic time at a chapter meeting. For those of you who are not able to meet in chapters, I'm sorry. I'm hoping this will all go away. But, you know, you can go online. We're having things on Facebook. We're putting things together for you virtually to kind of like fill in the blanks. But we're going to do the best we can, and we'll get there. So I said, I look forward to next Thursday's weigh-in. I'm going to work hard to take away that 1.2 pounds and get closer to my goal. And I will see you next Friday.